Companion was freaking awesome. I mean, damn. And, you know, it's funny because considering that I did review Subservience when I saw the final trailer for this film, I was like, damn it, it's totally like Subservience. It's just instead of having Megan Fox, you have Sophie Thatcher. And I thought Megan Fox was hotter, but I think Sophie Thatcher is still pretty damn fucking cute. But anyway, yeah, Companion was great, right? It's pretty much the same setup as Subservience, right? Having in the future where we have these subservient sex robots that are practically lifelike and human-like and can hold ounces of humanity, I guess, because even though they're just machines and, you know, working parts and programming. But I guess this is the future that we're all really looking forward to right now, because all these films are coming out of just all these sex bots and all these like lifelike human-like robots. But I don't know, you know, I guess we'll see how the next couple of years go. But it was awesome, right? So the film follows Jack Quaid, right, playing this character Josh, who is literally Huey from The Boys, but like if he was just like a crook. Ever since he's been in The Boys, it's like everything that he's in, I just think of Huey. I mean, thankfully, he's part of the 5 Second Films Instagram group, which if you've never seen, you should definitely check out. It's hilarious. But since he's been doing stuff like that, I could see him branching out and doing more things. So, I mean, this was kind of cool, but also like, it's just Huey. You know, it's just Huey from The Boys. But so the film follows him, his character Josh, and he falls in love with this girl, Iris, right, who actually is a sex robot, right? She's programmed to love him and only him and do everything for him. Zaglag subservience, pretty much, right? But this is specifically a companion robot. Like, it's specifically made to be a companion to you and you know, be able to have sex with it, and it knows everything about you, and you program like how you met and all this nonsense. It's pretty, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but it's also like, shit, man, the future's gonna be intense, right? And so him and Iris go to this little getaway in the woods, right? They have this like cool cabin that they go to, which isn't really a cabin. It's more like a random mansion. It's awesome. And they go out there and, you know, they're going to spend the weekend out there, whatever. His friends are there, Kat and Eli, and their friend Sergey, who is the one that owns the place. He's this like random Russian mobster, you would think. And it turns out that the reason they went there was because they wanted to have Sergey try to like, you know, sexually assault Iris to see what she would do. And it turns out that Josh actually, he jailbroke her in a sense, like you would jailbreak an iPhone. He jailbroke his Sexbot to be able to harm people, because like every robot, you know, they're not allowed to harm themselves, they're not allowed to harm other robots, but he jailbreaks this robot and allows her to harm people. So when she's getting assaulted by Sergey, she actually kills him. And in her killing him, when she goes back and tries to explain what happened, he like shuts her off. And then when he turns her back on, he explains, which is what I never got. I don't understand why he does this, but he explains to her that she's a robot, that she's programming and all this stuff, blah, 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 that, you know, he bought her, he programmed her, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, she can't believe it. She still thinks she's human. She has memories. She has all these things, but they're just programming. It's just things that, you know, they're either pre-programmed with or programmed with to make them feel like the live action companion that they should be, right? And his friend Eli, who is actually fucking Harvey Guillen from What We Do in the Shadows. Hilarious. Guillermo, oh my gosh. He's like a super flaming homosexual in this movie, and it's absolutely hilarious. Him and his Sexbot Patrick, who you don't realize is a Sexbot until later, and then you're like, oh, makes sense. I guess it makes sense. How could this man have such a perfect human being as a boyfriend? But so Eli and Kat, their whole actual plan was to have Iris kill Sergey, because Sergey was like, you know, this mobster or whatever, who he's actually not a mobster. I forgot what he actually did, but he was actually like a wholesome guy. He just kind of had like, you know, he had a hard past, but they were going to steal his, you know, 1 point whatever billion dollars that he has and use Iris to kill him, and then, you know, be able to get away scot-free. And it turns out that they're not going to get away scot-free now, because Iris, you know, realizes that she's a robot. She realizes that she has the ability to do all these things because she's actually not human. And so she actually ends up getting revenge on Josh and, you know, and his group. And it is just outrageous. I was not expecting it to be that good. It is a damn good film. It was definitely better than Subservience story-wise. You know, it had a lot more going on, a lot more plot twists, a lot more shit going back and forth. But the ending was definitely, you know, not as good as Subservience ending, because in Subservience, she pretty much practically becomes the evil Terminator. Whereas here, she just gets revenge on the man that pretty much hurt her, but, you know, she doesn't feel pain, she doesn't feel loss, but she does because she's programmed to feel those things. She's programmed to have emotion, to feel emotion. You know, she's practically like more along the lines of Bicentennial Man, you know. And especially since she has like, you know, the skin, you know, but it's practically a sex robot with human skin. You know, it's the same thing as all these movies have been with robots and stuff. But it was absolutely fantastic. I would definitely suggest check it out. I mean, it was produced by Zach Krieger, not directed, right? He was the one that did Barbarian. Recently, he did announce that he was rebooting Resident Evil, which I'm not so sure about, but he did say it was supposed to be, you know, more faithful to the video game. So hopefully, but we've just had so much Resident Evil shit that I'm just not down for another Resident Evil iteration. I'm just not. But he did help produce this movie, and this movie was great. Maybe he's got a shot. Maybe, you know, the identity politics and all the shit that are in movies nowadays, maybe they're not really as prevalent as we thought for these newer filmmakers and these newer movies that are coming out. Hopefully that they're just walking all that shit back and just giving us what we want, which is pure fun, escapism, entertainment. You know, I mean, I would definitely say this was more or less of a horror sci-fi drama, right? Sci-fi drama at least. But it was awesome. It was very cool. And, you know, Iris, her character, her growth was pretty wild, even though she did help herself grow. It was really cool. It was genuinely a very cool movie. And like I said, having Jack Quaid be in it, hey, you definitely should check out 5-second films on Instagram because some of his 5-second skits are absolutely hilarious. But yeah, check it out. Companion, it's out right now. Sophie Thatcher was also in Heretic, and this was way better than Heretic. I really didn't care for Heretic, so I didn't really care about anyone that was in that film, minus Hugh Grant. But she definitely made an impression in this film, so it's like, all right, you know, I'll give her role in Heretic of being the final girl, you know, because now she was the final robot girl. But yeah, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.